It is week 10, and I have never assembled so many ugly, awful, cruddy lineups with these terrible players. I have a team with 2 Ty Johnsons. Are you kidding me?
Don't sell yourself short. I'm sure you've had bad teams before.
I mean, the injuries, the COVID situations, it is bad right now, and it gives us a lot of really fun, really tough decisions that we're going to make fun. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to give you some of the sleepers that you need. I'm sure there are going to be some players like Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson is rostered in about 2/3 of CBS leagues. I think that should go up. Even if you don't want to start Van Jefferson, pick up Van Jefferson. As we're reeling a little bit from the Robert Woods news, that is a tough break. Are we still confident in Deontay Johnson this week? We'll answer all those questions. Patriots running backs are going to be very, very difficult decisions, I guess, for a lot of people. Here we go from Maurice Bobby. No relation to Ricky Bobby. Stevenson or Givante Williams? That's our first question today.
Yeah, I'd say Romandre Stevens is probably the player we're getting the most questions about, or at least I have so far today. And I have Givante one spot higher than Romandre Stevenson, but they're both like low-end RB2s for me this week.
Yeah, it's a tough one because theoretically it should be a big game for Romandre Stevenson. It's a pretty good matchup. It's no Damian Harris, but I don't know. I just can we really trust Bill Belichick to just throw Romandre Stevenson in there and give him the 15 plus touches that we think he probably deserves? He's the only Bills or Patriots running back that they've shown a willingness to trust both in the passing and running game. And so I think he could have a huge game. But
yeah, I don't think it's an easy matchup. I don't think it's a good you didn't say it was easy, but they are pretty good against the run. That's another thing that concerns me here. But as long as they're in the game.
Yeah, that's more what I mean.
Yeah. All right, so that's one question of a hot topic today, the Patriots running backs. Here's another, the Rams wide receivers, Brandon Ayuk or Odell Beckham Jr. at wide receiver.
I have Odell Beckham ranked 24th at wide receiver. Maybe that's too aggressive, but given the opportunity that he has in that offense, I think there's a decent chance he just steps into, a 20+% target share, in which case I think he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I have Odell Beckham a little bit behind that. I have him at wide receiver 30, but still a few spots ahead of Brandon Ayuk this week. I do like Ayuk quite a bit as well, but maybe we don't see a full complement of snaps for Odell Beckham the first week, but national TV game, Monday Night Football. I think they want to get him involved. They want to showcase him a little bit. So, I think he's right in that wide receiver 3 range.
It helps that they do have the extra day to prepare.
Yeah, it does help, but why not start Van Jefferson over Odell Beckham? Just for this week, at least.
I just don't think Van Jefferson's that good.
Okay, well, we don't know that. He's about to get a lot more. He's a second-year guy. He's about to get a lot more target. Well, he could get a lot more targets.
That's the thing is I'm not sure he's going to get more targets.
But we're not sure that Odell Beckham's going to get more targets and we can't be sure that Odell Beckham is that good at this point. He's got knee issues. He's got shoulder issues. He hasn't been very good for 3 years in Cleveland. So, I don't know. I mean, I just think for the first week, I actually like Van Jefferson better than Beckham. I don't know. I can't imagine it's that easy to just pop right into a new team and have a big game.
And switching teams for wide receivers, even with a full offseason, they tend to underperform their ADP. Wide receivers who switch teams in the offseason more than wide receivers who don't. And so that's with a full offseason. Now we're doing it in the middle of the season with a guy who's banged up. There's a lot of questions about it. I preferred talking about Odell Beckham when Robert Woods was healthy, because then I could mostly just be like, well, maybe he'll be a wide receiver 3, but I don't really have high expectations. Now, I mean, he's got to matter, and it's going to make things really difficult to assess.
All right, producer Chris, can we get a poll here, Van Jefferson or Odell Beckham? I want to see where people are at on this. I anticipate Beckham will win. I want to see what the margin is here.
Man, I could see both winning. Either one, not both. Obviously, that's not how it works.
Stafford or Mahomes? Stafford or Mahomes?
I have Stafford one spot higher.
That sounds like what I did as well.
It's crazy, right? Like we're talking about potentially benching Patrick Mahomes in week 10 of the season. But
Stafford's had a pretty damn good year himself. He's earned this even without.
I've got Mahomes higher.
All right.
Trust the process.
If the Chiefs stink again tonight, I think that will finally be the turning point where people start sitting Mahomes. Not Kelsey or Hill, but sitting Mahomes. All right. Cooper, Judy, Ayuk, PPR. Who do you like? Cooper, Judy, or Ayuk?
Cooper.
Yep, I'm still going to go with Cooper.
Let's get 2.5 PPR. Stevenson, Singletary, Christian Kirk, T.Y. Hilton. Give me 2.
Stevenson and Kirk for me.
Correct.
Yeah, we're going to get Rondale Moore today. I don't think that's a huge deal. Probably not getting Kyler Murray or DeAndre Hopkins. We have not gotten official word on that. They're going to probably be game time decisions. Meanwhile, James Robinson is playing, and meatballs or hamburgers, by the way. It's like, who would choose meatballs?
I mean, it depends. They're very different things because it's not a meatball is not just like a hamburger in a ball. You know, meatballs got a lot more flavor profile.
I know, but hamburgers
and onions in there, some egg to bind it, maybe some sort of a breading.
All of those things could be on a burger. Who would not? I mean, it's a burger. Although I'm sure you guys have been to Meatball Shop.
I have not been to Meatball Shop.
I haven't been there either.
No.
Oh my gosh, fellas, get yourself to Meatball Shop. Was our favorite place in the city. It is so good. Makes me even question if I like meat. I might not like meatballs better than hamburgers. That's how good Meatball Shop is.
I mean, look, I'll say this: the baseline level for a hamburger is much higher.
Oh yeah. No contest.
All right, so what do you guys think about James Robinson this week? A little nervous.
He is a top. I think I have him 13th or 14th or 15th. Turns out I have him 15th. If he he's playing. And so I think you have to start James Robinson. He's been too good. Maybe he doesn't have his normal, 65 to 75% snap share, but I have to think they're not going to use Carlos Hyde very much because Carlos Hyde's not very good. And when James Robinson has been healthy since like week 2, they really haven't used Carlos Hyde very much. So I think, I think James Robinson is kind of a must-start running back. I can't imagine a scenario where I'm not starting him because there's only about.
Well, I can.
I'd say there are 17 running backs I feel good starting this week.
I'm sitting in for Daryl Williams, and it's a non-PPR league. I'm just nervous about the health for Robinson.
I have him one spot ahead of Daryl Williams in PPR.
Okay.
I'm not sure I would rank Williams ahead in non-PPR though.
I think the catch is going to be pretty similar, but I don't like either guy, to be honest. I wish I didn't have to start them. But that's what we're at with running back. I know Frank had them back-to-back in his rankings too. All right, PPR, Beasley or Beckham?
I'm still going to go with Beasley. I am interested to see how the targets break down today with Dawson Knox back in the mix. Beasley's been going off the past couple of weeks with him out. But yeah, I think the way that they're leaning on Beasley, there was an article or a report about like, they're using him as an extension of the running game, basically, because they can't run the football. Yeah. And the Jets have just struggled mightily with short area targets. So I think we still get a pretty damn good game from Beasley today.
Okay. Johnson, is that Deontay? Or Ty? I don't know. Johnson or Van Jefferson?
If it's Tyler Johnson, I would go with Van Jefferson. If it's Deontay, I would go with Deontay.
Yes.
Where'd you guys put Deontay Johnson?
I think I dropped him to like 20th.
I have him at 14th still.
17th.
I want to see the most passing yards for Mason Rudolph in his career would be, he had a 315-yard game. 251 is the second most. Yeah, it's not good. Mike Williams or Odell Beckham?
Mike Williams. I think this could be the bounce back spot for Mike Williams. It's just a great matchup against the Vikings. Huge point total in that game. I think we see a potential shootout.
Okay, flex 1.5 PPR. Tyler Lockett, Mark Ingram, or Jerry Jeudy, half PPR.
In half, I would. Oh, this is crazy. Man. I'll go with Ingram.
Lockett versus Ingram is actually really tough.
Yeah, it is.
Because I moved Lockett up to 14th at running back. I have Ingram 17th, or Lockett's 14th at wide receiver. Ingram 17th at running back. I think I would go with Lockett.
Okay, so we've got a couple things I need to remind you of. First of all, Vote in the poll, Van Jefferson or Odell Beckham. The early returns, very surprising, very surprising. 68% say Van Jefferson. I was not expecting that. But more importantly, hit like. 88 likes right now. That is just not enough. We need you to hit like on the video right now, people. There are plenty of you in here. There are hundreds of you. We have 89 likes. We have 91 likes. We need to get to 115 likes before I answer another question. So let's get there. We're at 93 right now. Let's get to 115. We're live until just before kickoff, about 12:55 p.m. We are going to wrap it up. We're at 110 likes. I'm almost done with my spiel here. 127 likes. Let's get to the next question. From John Curtis, pick 2, full PPR, Mike Williams, Josh Jacobs, Elijah Mitchell, James Robinson.
I will go with Jacobs and Mike Williams.
That's what I would do too.
Mitchell and James Robinson.
Okay, yeah, Mitchell's hard to get away from, I guess, but it is full PPR. Tough calls.
Right, but he had 5 targets last week.
He did.
He ran, I think, career high 26 routes. It was a pretty good game for him.
Josh Jacobs or Eli Mitchell?
Eli Mitchell.
Jacobs.
Beasley or Beckham? We just said that. Go with Beasley. Knox or Freiermuth?
I believe I have Knox higher.
I have Freiermuth higher.
Look at this next question. Same exact thing. Okay, and they're split. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming, Chris, you would have gone Freiermuth before the Roethlisberger sitch.
Yes. Yeah, I have them 13th and 14th at tight end, but I actually feel like, and this is like real famous last words for a fantasy analyst, but I feel like tight end doesn't suck right now.
No,
I was ranking the position today, Chris, and I got 18 names deep where I was like, I wouldn't mind starting Tyler Conklin, like if I had a pinch, I was all right with that.
Conklin's okay. Jared Cook is okay. Hunter Henry, Zach Ertz, like those guys are 15
did
through
you
18.
see Jonnu Smith inactive, by the way? Did I mention that?
Yeah, that just came out. So
Hunter Henry might catch 3 passes this week.
Yeah, there you go.
They might all be touchdowns. Who knows?
Dearness or Mark Ingram?
Dearness Johnson's top 12 running back for me this week.
He's 13 for me. I'm not overreacting.
How dare you, Chris?
I don't know how to interpret this red light, green light part of the running back Squid Game.
I have not watched the Squid Game.
Adam and I were talking just before. I binged. Oh man, I went hard on it yesterday. I watched like 5 episodes and I finished the season. So it was pretty cool. I like the concept. It was I thought the ending was like a little unfulfilling, but
I think a lot of people said that, yeah, which bothers me because it makes me not want to watch it. All right. Judy, Beckham, or Van Jefferson? Who would you start?
Ooh,
that would be Beckham for me.
I think it's close with Judy. Yeah, I have Judy ahead of Beckham, so I'll go with him.
All right, let's go with 3 starts here in full PPR. A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Who you sitting?
Mike Williams, easily.
Yeah, I would say, Mike Williams.
Brady or Herbert?
Brady.
I believe I have Brady higher.
You're starting Brady.
Dylan or Pollard? Got to go Dylan, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Judy, Godwin, Pittman, or DJ Moore? Probably, yeah.
I would use Michael Pittman, but that's a good group.
Over Godwin, just worried about the knee or the foot?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't practice all week long. I don't know that we see him. I mean, look, if he's playing, I guess he's good to go, but maybe he's limited a little bit in the game. And I know Mike Evans, if you're part of like Narrative Street, he's chasing the Bucs all-time touchdown record. 1 more to tie, 2 more to take the lead. So he's in a lot of DFS lineups for me. It's a great matchup. So
yeah, Pittman's 1 spot ahead of Godwin for me.
And I think I saw that Mark Ingram is 20 rushing yards away from becoming the Saints' all-time leading rusher. Could that be? I guess it could.
Who else would it be?
Really? Wow.
Someone old? Ricky Williams? I don't know.
Ricky Williams was only there for like 3 or 4 years, though.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm not so knowledgeable of their running back history.
Deuce Mcallister? No?
Yeah, I was thinking like Deuce Mcallister, but he was probably there for similar.
Yeah, he was there from, his whole career from 01 to 08.
Somebody's the career leader now. All right, well, this is easy. You go to Pro Football Reference. Yeah, it's Deuce McAllister. He's 19 yards ahead of Mark Ingram.
Wow.
Oh, Ingram just set the touchdown record whenever he scored his last touchdown.
Yeah, he beat Deuce McAllister.
That was back in 2018. Just did it.
Just did it.
Because he doesn't have a touchdown this season.
All right, from Joey, full PPR, a wide receiver and 2 flex. Kyle Pitts, Eli Mitchell, Beckham, Corey Davis, Beasley. So give me a wide receiver first and then 2 flexes.
I would go Beasley and then Mitchell and Pitts.
Beckham, Mitchell, and Pitts.
Okay, so we are at 201 likes. Let's keep it going here. Let's get to 250. And right now, Van Jefferson with 63% of the vote. Beckham with 37%. Who would you start this week? Jefferson or Beckham right now? Van Jefferson in a van down by the river. You guys know that one? You know that reference?
No, but
No way,
there a
Frank.
commercial where the fish is singing that song from the McDonald's, like the fish.
You neither of you know in a van down by the river?
No, of course I do. Frank doesn't.
You guys are the same age, aren't you?
I mean, Chris is like way more pop culture, musically inclined than I am. It's not even close.
Well, that's Chris
Frank
Farley on
is-
SNL.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, famous.
Chris definitely blows me away there.
Ayuk, Myers, Gibson at flex. Ayuk, Myers, or Gibson?
I would take Ayuk over Gibson in PPR.
I'll go with Gibson. I don't feel great about it. I feel pretty crappy about
Yeah,
it.
you shouldn't.
I hate it.
Let me tell you who I'm starting over Antonio Gibson. I think it was someone ludicrous. Might have been ludicrous. I
moved him down. He's still RB25.
I'm starting Donovan Peoples-Jones over him.
That seems bad.
What is Gibson going to do today? It might be stupid. Maybe I should start.
I mean,
Gibson.
you need him to fall in the end zone, basically, right?
Should I start Gibson? Maybe I should start.
I mean, it also could be a situation like we know he's an explosive playmaker in the passing game. And it might be a situation where even if they do have to throw the ball, maybe they're throwing the ball more on first and second down when he does play.
Just call me a moron. All right, I'm doing it. I'll start Gibson over Peoples-Jones. I'm glad we talked this out. Judy, Godwin, Van Jefferson. Thanks, crew. Pick one.
I would still take Godwin there.
Oh, look, it's Bruce Brosum. Do you guys know who Casey Kasem is? Chris definitely knows who Casey Kasem is. Casey Kasem.
This one goes out to Frank, whose sweetheart called in this morning.
All right, non-PPR, pick a flex. Zach Moss, Cortland Sutton, Pollard, or Van Jefferson.
Non-PPR.
Zach Moss.
Cortland Sutton.
I just saw a report that that Cam Newton might play today, by the way. So I'm going to start Zach Moss over PJ Walker in a league. And he's not going to start Cam Newton, but if you have PJ Walker in a 2QB league or something, be aware Cam could play a little bit. All right, hello from Germany. My running backs are down. I need 2 of the following in PPR. Dearness Johnson, Javonte Williams, Daryl Williams, or pick up Ingram or Stevenson.
Ooh, well, we're definitely starting Dearness Johnson. I have Ingram ranked as the next highest running back, but I don't think I would want to drop Givante or Daryl Williams for him.
Mm-hmm.
I would drop Daryl Williams for him.
Yeah, Clyde's getting closer to returning.
Clyde could I'm thinking he plays next week, and Ingram's such a great, valuable handcuff, and you probably need to win this week.
And there's no guarantee Kamara's back next week.
Right. Right.
Yeah. All right. You talk me into it. Dearness and Ingram.
Javonte or Daryl Williams? Standard scoring.
Daryl.
Corey Davis, Freiermuth, or Drake? Full PPR.
Oh, geez. I would go with Drake.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Mike Williams, Van Jefferson, or Beckham? Pick one.
Williams. No, actually, I think I did move Beckham ahead of Williams. No,
I would go with Mike Williams. Is that a Luis Severino picture right there?
Yeah, it is Luis Severino.
Look at that.
All right. Way to go.
Could be Michael Pineda.
There's no pine tar on him. Okay. All right, everybody. So let's see what we're at likes. Are we at 250? We're at 241. It's acceptable, but not quite good enough. Please hit like, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do another. What do you guys want to do for our second poll?
I feel like something Romandre Stevenson related, right?
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
I feel like we've got a few times Stevenson versus Javonte Williams. Or how about Romandre Stevenson versus Antonio Gibson? I feel like that's a good one.
All right, let's do it. I predict 75% Romandre Stevenson. Romandre Stevenson versus Antonio Gibson. Post that poll. Let's see where we're at. Odell Beckham or...
I think that's Javonte Williams.
Oh, Givante.
Yes.
That's right. I'm
Can't be
thinking
Jamal.
Jamal Williams. He's
Jamal's
not
out.
playing. All right, Beckham or Givante?
I would take Javonte.
Beckham.
Okay, from prime time, ask FFT, half PPR, choose 2. What are those? Is that bacon? Those little emojis?
Oh yeah, that's bacon.
Yeah, all right.
That looks like bacon.
Alex Collins, Romandre Stevenson, Freiermuth Ayuk.
Let's go with Romandre and Alex Collins in half PPR.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Carter.
here's a question.
Yeah.
Should I start in the 2 QB league? Should I start
This is good. This will be good.
Taysom Hill and PJ Walker or PJ Walker and Cam Newton?
Bravo to you for getting Cam Newton for $0. That was impressive.
Really?
Yeah, that might end up being really, really good for this team because things are ugly.
I would start Taysom Hill, especially with Kamara out.
Yeah, probably. Cam
Should I
Newton.
start Cam Newton over PJ Walker?
No.
No. Cam Newton in my home league Superflex went for $14 out of a $100 budget. Over
I was going to make you a trade
Probably
offer.
what he should go.
Chris.
Go for.
I was going to make you a trade offer, but Jamie missed. I'm blaming this on Jamie. I'm calling him out. Trade deadline has expired in the 2 QB league. It is November 14th.
I extended the trade deadline in one of my leagues. It expired last week and nobody realized it. And so I just extended it. Who cares?
Yeah.
I always think Thanksgiving is like a good time for the trade deadline.
Yeah, but do you bump it up a week? Or bump it like to a week later because you got the extra week?
See, I think Thanksgiving's a good week now for this scoring for this league.
I think that's fair.
All right, let's go rapid fire here. Michael Carter or James Robinson?
I have Michael Carter one spot higher.
James Robinson.
Alex Collins or Eno Benjamin?
Alex Collins.
Moss, McKissick, Stevenson, PPR. Ooh, now that's tough because between McKissick and Stevenson for me.
Yeah, I would take Stevenson.
Moss, McKissick, and Stevenson. I think McKissick. It's pick one.
Yeah.
McKissick.
Pollard or Deontay Harris?
Pollard.
Really? Okay. Mark Ingram, Michael Carter, Daryl Williams. Pick 2.
Ingram and Williams.
And Carter.
Ingram and Carter, Ingram and Williams. All right. Start Ingram at least. Pollard or nope. We didn't just do this, did we?
No, we didn't. But I would go
Robinson, Moss, Ingram.
Robinson and Ingram.
Yep.
Moss, right? Okay. Ooh, how about Christian Kirk or Jeremy McNichols, PPR?
I would go Kirk.
Yep.
Pick up Deontay Foreman if you got a free roster spot. He's 7% rostered. See what happens here. Okay, Kyler replacement. McCoy, Garoppolo, or Jones? Mac Jones?
I believe I have Garoppolo ranked highest.
That sounds right. I think it's pretty close with him and Mac Jones. Yeah, I have Garoppolo. 2 spots higher.
Give me a tight end. Fant, Higbee, Freiermuth.
I think I have Higbee ranked highest.
I'm still going with Freiermuth. I really don't know if going from Ben to Mason Rudolph is a downgrade at this point. So there are weather concerns there and stuff going on.
I think it's a downgrade for Freiermuth specifically, just because Roethlisberger has really keyed in on him in the red zone. And I don't know if Rudolph's going to do the same thing. I think it's not really a downgrade for their offense as a whole. Mostly because they ask Ben Roethlisberger to do so little at this point.
Okay, how about this one? Full PPR, pick 3. Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin. Yeah, I don't have these options.
Oh,
I'm sitting Deebo.
What a problem to have. I have McLaurin and Deebo back to back. McLaurin's one spot higher, so I would sit Deebo as well.
Deebo.
I am the McLaurin guy this week.
All right, listen, man.
He is wide receiver 4 for me.
Renato, I'm not sure if you saw, but we answered this a while ago. I've seen this question about 16 times. So it's Beasley for Frank.
No, it's Beckham.
Beckham for Chris and Beasley for Frank.
Correct.
So you make your own decision. Let's get a good one here. James Robinson or Javonte Williams?
I would still use James Robinson.
Yes.
Jordan Howard, Jamal Agnew, or Jamison Crowder, PPR?
Oh, gosh. In PPR, I would go with Crowder.
I'm glad you said it first because I didn't want to.
Stevenson or McNichols?
Stevenson.
Yes.
Ayuk, Devontae Smith, Mike Williams, Marvin Jones. Sit 1.
I think I have Marvin Jones just ahead of Brandon Ayuk. So Ayuk is the last of that group.
Marvin Jones, you would sit for me.
Ingram, Renfro, Mitchell, Carter. Pick 1. Ingram. Yeah, Ingram for me.
No, Mitchell for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ingram.
Goddard or Eno Benjamin?
Goddard.
Stevenson or James Robinson?
Robinson.
Oh, Robinson. Yeah.
Mike Davis or Romandre Stevenson?
Stevenson.
Stevenson or Carter in half PPR?
I would go with Carter, but that whole range that we keep getting questions about for me, 18 through 23, Carter, Daryl Williams, Robinson, both Broncos running backs, and then Stevenson. So they're all kind of bunched up there.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, Romandre Stevenson versus Antonio Gibson, 2/3 of the votes for Romandre Stevenson. 323 likes. Let's get to 350. Not answering another one of your stinking questions until we get to 350 likes. It is just about noon Eastern time. Welcome to the show, everybody. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for being here on this Sunday morning, now afternoon. I'm going to hop off in about 10 minutes. Frank and Chris are going to take it the rest of the way. And we're answering your questions. We're up to 349 likes. Let's get to 350.
Frank, if you need to set any lineups.
354.
Now is the time.
All right.
All right, you go for it. Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Gibson, Daryl Williams. We need a running back and a flex. This is non-PPR.
Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Antonio Gibson, and Daryl Williams. Start 1 at RB and flex. Daryl Williams.
I would go with both Williams.
I think so.
Okie dokie. Schultz or Higbee, and then Debo, Amari Cooper, or Daryl Williams.
Schultz, and then Debo.
Yes.
Okay. Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz. I have this very decision. Actually, that's a lie. I don't. Never mind. Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz?
Wentz.
Hurts.
The only thing I worry about with the Eagles, Chris, is they've been running the ball so much, and I just feel like that's exactly what they want to do, right? Like, they just don't want Jalen Hurts to pass the ball very much. He's been 17 pass attempts or less the last 2 games, and it's a pretty strong secondary, so I worry about him today.
I get that, but, like, it's going to be more than 15.5 pass attempts per game, you know? Like, that's what they've been at the last 2. Like, even if they were the, least pass heavy team in the NFL, they would probably still have thrown like 25 passes over the last 2 games. Like that, the split the last 2 weeks is so extreme that if you get him to 25 pass attempts and they're still running the ball a ton, I still think Jalen Hurts is a must start guy because of his rushing ability.
Yeah, he's still inside my top 12. I think he's right at 12, but I just have Wentz a little bit higher than him.
Yeah, I'm currently starting Derek Carr over him, but that is going to go right down to the wire for me. I keep kind of changing my mind on that one. I would like the Chiefs offense to show up. That would probably help Derek Carr, but the Chiefs suck. How many hours do each of you spend on any aspect of fantasy football? I'm not sure what that means exactly.
It's basically
50?
the entire week.
I would say I probably work 50 to 55 hours a week.
Previewing the games is the longest aspect for me. It probably takes me about an hour per game to do my notes.
My Friday newsletter where I preview all the games. That's my most labor-intensive process. That's usually about 8 hours total.
Drake or McNichols, half PPR.
That is a good question, and I have Drake one spot ahead of McNichols.
I'm trying to set my lineups here, and I cannot figure out how to get to my team on the Sleeper app. I just cannot figure out how to get to the page where my team is.
Week 10.
No idea.
What have you been doing?
And for some reason, it usually I've been able to get there, but right now
looks like the app is sleeping on the job.
I've got my friends, which I don't have any friends on here. I've got ats, which I don't know how to do this. I'm very lost.
By the way, Jonnu Smith out with a shoulder injury. I thought it was just an inactive. He's got a shoulder injury. Drake or McNichols?
I think we both said Drake.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I wasn't listening to you guys.
Well,
Ayuk, Beckham, Gallup. Pick
we're really
one.
gonna miss you. When you leave.
I got 5 minutes left. Ayuk, Beckham, Gallup. Give me one.
I would go with Beckham.
Yeah, Odell Beckham.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, now running back. Ingram or Jacobs?
Ingram.
And Jacobs are the other wide receivers.
Jacobs. Yep.
Jacobs. Okay.
Yes.
Mitchell or Ingram?
Ingram.
Mitchell.
Kittle at tight end. Oh, okay.
Yes, you should start Kittle.
You can start both 49ers. All good. Ingram, Renfro, Mitchell, Carter. Pick one full PPR.
Mitchell and Ingram.
Ingram. Just needs one.
Yeah, just
one.
Thank you for
Mitchell.
the extra credit there. That's a cute dog. Isn't that a cute dog?
That's great.
It's a good boy.
Hurts or Russell Wilson?
Hurts.
Russell Wilson.
No more pin. Time to win. Knox or Arnold?
I'm going with Arnold.
That's close. I have Arnold is one spot higher.
Lockett or DJ Moore?
Lockett.
Lockett.
Lock it up. All right, pick three to play. Schultz, Conklin, Arnold, Goddard, Freiermuth. 3 tight end league? Who plays in a 3 tight end league?
Oh my.
You're sitting Conklin and Freiermuth.
Correct.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones or Mike Davis?
Marvin Jones.
Yep.
Myers, Tim Patrick, or Corey Davis?
Oh boy.
I would sit Corey Davis.
Yes.
You got your lineup set, guys?
No, actually. Yep, sit Corey Davis.
Yeah, I got
You all good?
Yeah, I got everything. I just got a trade offer though in Superflex. Someone offered me Josh Jacobs for my Kirk Cousins and Hunter Renfro. Seems like a lot.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that.
No. The thumbs. That's a dislike.
Yeah.
Hey, hit the like button. What are we at? 419. All right, guys, you got to get this. You got 700 today. Okay, we can do this. We can do this.
We're not answering another question until we get to 700. Adam's not asking another question until he gets to 700.
No, I'll be nice. AJ Dillon or James Robinson?
Robinson. Adam, I was just trying to give you an out to take off.
Nah, we're good. I'm good. I don't want to leave. Jordan Howard or Chris Godwin? PPR.
Still Godwin.
Yep.
Hilton or Peoples-Jones, and then bench Drake, McKissick, or Dillon?
I would go with Hilton.
Correct. I saw somewhere that it's his birthday. I think it's his birthday today. I don't know that matters to his analysis, but there you go. Maybe he has big games on his birthday. I don't know. Bench one. I believe I have Dylan lower than Drake.
I have Drake lowest.
All right. We had that question, what do we spend the most time on? For me, it's researching if players do well on their birthday. So let's do that. Let's get the career game log out. Let's see if we got any November 14th in there.
I mean, he's got to have at least one.
Yeah. There's got to be some.
He's been around for a while.
11.
Yeah.
32. Let's see. 5 catches for 44 yards in 2013.
That's not great.
11-14.
Yeah. That's today's
4
game.
catches for 34 yards and a touchdown against North Texas in 2009. Shouts to my Golden Panthers.
I'll go ahead and read another question, and I'll
That's
get
it.
to the
That's all in college.
Jacobs, Melvin Gordon, Dearness Johnson.
Jacobs, Melvin Gordon. Sitting Melvin Gordon.
Correct.
Could this really be the only one? Only one November 14th, and it was not good. Wow. Sit T.Y. Hilton. He's the worst.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, how about Stevenson, Van Jefferson, Givante Williams?
Stevenson. No, Givante.
Yeah. I have Givante one spot higher.
So when you look at Stevenson, and which wide receivers would you start him over? Would you start him over the Cole Beasley? Would you start him over like Russell Gage?
Yeah, I would do that.
You said Stevenson?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would start Stevenson over Van Jefferson.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Same.
How about Jerry Jeudy or Stevenson?
That's close.
I would take Jeudy in PPR.
Beasley, Ayuk, or Beckham, pick 2.
Said Ayuk.
Correct.
Michael Carter or Javonte Williams, 0.75 PPR.
Ooh, 0.75 PPR. Still Michael Carter.
Yep, Carter.
I could get
I
on
wanted
board.
to say Michael Carter Williams.
I could get on board with Michael Carter Williams.
You know, I have to say
PPR.
I have to say I'm pleased with Pro Football Reference because for the first 9 weeks of the season, if you typed Michael Carter in, there were 2 who bowled because they're both active. They're both on the Jets. The first one that came up was always the defensive back.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Now it's the running back. So thank you to Pro Football Reference.
I noticed that too, Chris, but I got tricked because I was always used to it being the second one.
I was clicking the second one. Yeah,
I clicked the second one this week and I'm like, oh, they changed it. Why? Come on. I was used to it by now.
How about Mike Williams or Chris Godwin?
Chris Godwin.
I would use Williams there.
Grade the trade, Damian Harris for Kirk Cousins.
In anything but a super flex league, I think giving up Harris is too much for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. If it's a 1 quarterback league, that's like I don't know, D.
So we'd rather have Damian Harris, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and last question for me, Odell Beckham or Romandre Stevenson, half PPR?
Well, I think you should answer it then if it's the last question for you.
I'd take Romandre Stevenson.
I would take Stevenson as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Chris and Frank are going to take over. Make sure you hit the like button. We're at 471. Get to 700. And I will we'll talk to you all tonight, 8:15 p.m. Eastern, right here on youtube.com/.
He just left before finishing that sentence.
Wow, Chris, you kicked him out.
YouTube.com/fantasy football today is where you can watch the stream tonight after the games, usually around 8:30ish. So I guess I'm taking the lead here.
Yeah, I don't have access to the behind the scenes clicking on the questions thing.
Man, I'm gonna have to look in a different screen.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Should I start Tyler Johnson? At the moment, he's got Kupp, Godwin, and Renfro. You said Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, I would not start him over any of those.
Full PPR need 2 running backs between Javonte Williams, Daryl Williams, Antonio Gibson, and Zach Collins, right? Just blanked on that one.
Zach Collins is a basketball player, I think, Chris.
Not Zach Collins. Why am I blanking on this guy's name? Alex Collins. Jeez.
Alex Collins.
I would go Daryl Williams, and I would go Alex Collins.
I would go with both Williams.
I would go with Zach Collins if you need blocks. Carson Wentz or Russell Wilson at quarterback?
I think I have Russell. Yeah, 1 spot higher.
I have Russell Wilson 2 spots higher. So there you go.
Yeah.
Pick 2. Cortland Sutton, Christian Kirk, Jarvis Landry, or Michael Gallup. I'm getting Gallup out of the way. I think that's the easy call. I think I would go Sutton and Landry, but I don't feel good about Sutton versus Kirk. I think Landry's the best one in PPR.
Yeah, I would go Kirk and Landry. I think it's pretty close between Kirk and Sutton. Kirk had a good game though last week with Colt McCoy, so hopefully that carries over. Sutton has just been, the targets have been really bad in games that Judy has played this year, so not really sure what to expect. I would go with Kirk.
Yeah, the first one I think you can give him the benefit of the doubt because he was injured, but the last two not having the targets has been very frustrating. Full PPR flex, Kyle Pitts or Zach Moss?
That's a good question. The Jets are so bad against pass catching running backs, but I would still go with Pitts.
I would go with Pitts as well. Drop 1 to pick up Ronald Jones to handcuff Leonard Fournette. Jeff Wilson, Benjamin, Romandre Stevenson, or Chuba Hubbard?
I would drop
Eno Benjamin.
Yeah, that's the way I was leaning. Although I'm not sure that you have to make that move, even though you have Fournette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with doing the handcuff game is as you get later in the season, you want to have, your insurance policies, but it's also like Ronald Jones has 0 standalone value. Whereas, Benjamin, potentially Jeff Wilson, Romandre Stevenson, they could all have value, even if there aren't injuries. Plus Wilson's behind a guy who's already had trouble staying healthy. And Benjamin's 1 injury away. Start Mike Williams or Eli Mitchell in standard scoring, non-PPR.
Oh, that's close, but usually in standard, I lean with the running back, so I'll go with Mitchell.
Eli Mitchell, it's an easy call for me, actually.
All right.
Goddard or Alex Collins in PPR?
And Collins just does not catch any passes.
Yeah.
That's close. I'll go with Goddard.
I think I would go with Collins, but yeah, I agree it is close. Who do you like more, Elijah or Rondale?
Jeez. It's like a dad question, right?
I like it.
I would go with Elijah, though. Corey Davis is back. They're just not playing Elijah Moore a full complement of snaps. Like he's consistently playing around like 60% of the snaps.
Yeah.
But he's coming off a monster game, so I'll go with
Elijah. And Rondale has been
pretty
bad for like 5 weeks in a row now. I fell for it. Morning, folks. Ingram, Knox, or Hilton? Oh, that's Ingram.
Yes.
That's Ingram pretty easily. Need an RB and a flex. Romandre Stevenson, Zach Moss, Alex Collins, Chris Godwin, non-PPR. I think Godwin's the flex.
I'm cool with that. And then
Stevenson, Moss, or Collins?
I have Stevenson ranked the highest.
I have Collins ranked the highest. But I don't feel super great about it. I just think Russell Wilson being back definitely helps.
Should.
Tyler Higbee or Tyler Conklin?
Higbee.
Tannehill or Cousins?
I believe I have Cousins ranked higher.
Pick
one spot.
DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, or Melvin Gordon? Pick 2. So who are you sitting out of DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, and Melvin Gordon?
I would sit Jerry Jeudy, but it is close. I think
I would go the same way.
DJ Moore is 1 spot higher than Jeudy, so it's close.
Yeah, I have Moore 4 spots ahead of Jeudy, so similar range, I'm sure. 19 to 23 for me. Dylan or Drake?
I think we just answered this, and I said I had Drake ranked lower, so.
Yes, I have Dylan ranked higher. Washington or Lazard? James Washington?
James Washington.
I'll go with Lazard.
Yeah, I guess. Just such a better quarterback, right? Even if he doesn't see the same amount of targets. I think Washington is sneaky in DFS. He's super cheap on DraftKings. He's 3,500 and should step in and start 2 wide receiver sets. Has that rapport with Mason Rudolph. So, but yeah, I would still go with Lazard.
All right. And Matt Ryan or Russell Wilson?
Wilson for me.
All right. Pick 1 for a flex. Dalton Schultz, Zach Moss, Odell Beckham, Michael Gallup.
I will use Zach Moss of that group.
I would go with Odell Beckham. I feel like I'm too into Odell Beckham right now. I feel like it's going to hurt. Wow, Azer just left. Yeah, he just took off.
The Irish exit.
Yeah, trade Amari for Saquon. That's his wide receiver 3/4 is Amari Cooper. I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably going to have Saquon back in my top 12, assuming he's back in the lineup in week 11, which is the assumption.
Yeah, I mean, even if Amari Cooper was your wide receiver 2/3, I probably would still do this trade.
Yeah. Hit the thumbs up. Yes, exactly. I don't know how many we have. Can I get an update?
I'll pull it up for you.
Frank, pull it up for me. You're the producer now.
Something like that.
No, Chris is the producer.
What do we got? Up and it's gone. Not here. I'll find it.
Christian Kirk or Brandon Bolden as flex with DeAndre Hopkins.
I would go with Christian Kirk. We haven't really talked about Bolden a lot.
Yeah.
I think his role is pretty safe for today. I think probably gets like somewhere in like the 8 to 12 touches range, you know, 5 or 6 carries, maybe, 4 or 5 targets, something like that. So in PPR, he's like a middling flex for me, but I would still take Kirk over him.
It wouldn't shock me if he ended up playing the most snaps for the Patriots this week.
We are up to 511 likes.
Oh, we got to get to 600, guys. We got to get to 600 within the next 5 minutes. We get to 600 in the next 5 minutes. Frank will sing a song. Frank will reveal what's under his hat.
Ooh, you don't want to see that.
We already did that one, right? Goddard or Collins?
Yeah. I went with Goddard and you went with Collins.
Cousins or Hurts?
Oh, I believe I have Hurts higher.
Ayuk, Jefferson, or Michael Carter? Sit one.
I do have Hurts higher, by the way.
Van Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, or Michael Carter? Presumably Van Jefferson.
Yeah, I would. If that's Van, I would sit him. I would start Carter and Ayuk.
Okay. Let's see. Dylan or Drake, we've already done that one several times now.
Yep, AJ Dillon.
Mike Williams or Eli Mitchell, I feel like we've already done that one several times as well.
Yep, Mitchell.
Godwin or Judy?
Godwin.
You got this. You got this. Pick one flex. We already did that one, but thank you for saying we got this. That is how you get my attention. I'm very easily distracted by something like that. Pick one, please. Tyler Johnson, Corey Davis, or Russell Gage. Please don't shame my 3-6 team.
I would go with Russell Gage. He posted season highs in like everything last week. Targets, receptions, snaps.
So that's true. It was like an 11-point game, right? For fantasy. 13.
They're big underdogs. It's a big point total in that game too. So just hope that he gets like 6 to 8 targets, something like that. And I think that'll be better than what those other guys will get.
All right. Sutton or Stevenson?
Stevenson.
Dan Arnold, Jamal Agnew, or James Washington?
I think all those names are just together, Chris, or unless I'm reading this wrong. Oh, no. You're right.
Yeah, I think they're separate.
I would go with Arnold. Arnold over those other two.
Goddard or Sutton or Jordan Howard in half PPR. Where do you have Jordan Howard ranked?
Right around 30, I believe, at running back.
That's the same range for me.
I
have 32 for me.
29. So just ahead of AJ Dillon, Singletary, Bolden. Though if it's in full PPR, I could see using Bolden over him, but that's the range for Jordan Howard.
DJ Moore or T.Y. Hilton. I will say I understand DJ Moore has been a disappointment and they're playing with a backup quarterback, but he's still seeing like a 30% target share. He's still clearly the number one guy there. It's like with Brandon Cooks a couple weeks ago, where it's just, yes, it's been disappointing. Yes, it's been frustrating, but you can't get away from a guy with that kind of target share unless you've got like a slam dunk option in my eyes.
Yeah, I would still use Moore over Hilton.
Sit one, Thielen, James Robinson, or Cordero Patterson. I would sit Thielen.
Full PPR, I would sit James Robinson. I'm a little bit lower on him than you this week. big underdogs playing from behind. I don't know that they're going to be able to rush the ball that much. He probably catches a few passes, but I also don't think he plays the full complement of snaps that we're used to.
Russell Gage, Hunter Renfro, or Odell Beckham?
Renfro for me.
Renfro for you. Russell Gage or Romandre Stevenson?
Stevenson.
Donovan Peoples-Jones or Brandon Ayuk?
Ayuk.
Elijah Moore or Emmanuel Sanders?
Sanders. I mean, this should be the game, right? Against the Jets, hopefully.
You would think so. He leads the NFL in average depth of target. He's still, getting like 17% target share with that kind of ADOT. It should be a valuable role, but teams have done to the Bills what they've done to the Chiefs. They've focused on taking away the big play, and that's, hurt the offense a little bit.
I just don't trust the Jets defense to look at what other teams are doing successfully and do that same exact thing. They're just probably going to do the opposite. So,
Russell Wilson coming back from injury and in the snow in Lambeau. Yes, we're getting our first snow game potentially. I don't know if it's going to be like a snow game though.
Yeah, it looks like it was like there were flurries and stuff.
Yeah. Or Carson Wentz versus Jacksonville.
I would use Russell Wilson.
I would too, but it's very close. We did get our first cold night in New York last night. It was legit. Like walking my dog last night. It was a little tough.
Yeah, we turned the heat on. We turned the heat on in Stanfield household.
Oh, I've got my little space heater under my desk going. I'm in the corner of the building, so I get it's a lot of cold. It's an old building, so it gets very cold in my office. We did this one. Russell Gage or Romandre Stevenson, right?
Yep, Stevenson.
Excuse the sirens. Odell Beckham, Alex Collins, Pat Freiermuth, or Dawson Knox? Pick one.
Beckham in PPR.
Sutton or Deontay Johnson?
Oh, Deontay for sure.
Devontae Smith or Devin Singletary?
Smith.
Cooper, Thielen, pick two wide receivers and... Okay, so sit one. Cooper, Thielen, Renfro, Pittman, Williams, Kittle. Sit one. Williams. I would assume that's Givante Williams. He's really the only fantasy relevant Williams right now, right?
It could be Daryl, I guess, too, right?
It could be Daryl.
But
if it's Daryl, you're starting him. I think if it's
who would you
Givante,
sit? Would you sit Renfro? If it's Daryl?
If it's Daryl, I would sit Renfro. If it's Givante, I would sit Givante.
Yeah, I think I would sit Williams regardless of which one it is.
Well, I'll choose this one. Hey, ding dongs. Pick two in PPR league. Judy Moore and Mike Williams.
I would I'll sit Judy. I'll go with Moore and Mike Williams. That reminded me of ring dings, right? Like what's your go-to, Chris, of like the Hostess cake pack?
Oh, okay. So Hostess, it would be probably the Swiss rolls. Love a Swiss roll.
Good. I mean, ring dings are awesome.
Which one's a ring ding?
I don't even know how to explain it, but let's see. I wrote ring dong. That's hilarious.
Ring ding. Oh, okay. So it's got like cream in them. Yeah, those are pretty good.
They have a Hostess cake called ding dongs, which I'm seeing on Twitter. I mean on Google.
That's the same thing as a ring ding.
Yeah, they kind of just look like ring dings.
And it's the same thing.
Nice.
I will say in that, cardboard box packaged, individually wrapped snack cake genre, zebra cakes all the way.
Zebra cake. Yeah,
zebra cake is the goat.
It's not close.
It's the goat.
Zebra cake, cosmic brownie.
I had some zebra cake rolls in my pantry for about 4 days before I ate them all.
What's it?
It's like a Swiss roll, but zebra cake.
Whoa, I'm seeing this.
And it's better because there's not two of them in the pack. There's only one, so you don't feel quite as fat. All right, Mike Williams or Adam Thielen?
Oh, man, I got to get a zebra cake roll. It looks great. That is a good question. Let's see. Pull up the wide receiver ranks. I've mentioned a few times today, I think this could be the bounce back game for Mike Williams, and I do have him ahead of Adam Thielen, which maybe is aggressive, but
I have been the low guy on Thielen, but I'm not today. I have Thielen one spot higher than Mike Williams.
Ooh.
Christian Kirk or Odell Beckham?
Ooh, also close. I have Kirk one spot higher. Wide receiver 29. I have Beckham at 30.
And Kirk Cousins or Matt Ryan?
Also a very fair question. So whenever I'm looking at my rankings, Chris, I do it on Fantasy Pro, so I have to like change between position, and then so it takes a little time.
I have 4 tabs open with the articles that I have for my rankings.
Oh, that probably, yeah, that's definitely smarter. I have Matt Ryan one spot higher.
All right. All right, guys, I'm just going to pull an Adam here, be the teacher. Try not to send your questions more than a few times. Like, I get it. You want to send it a couple times, make sure we see it. But I'm very easily distracted when I'm just going to click on, like, I've seen Mike Williams or Adam Thielen like 9 times, and I'm just going to keep clicking on it. And that's not going to help anyone because we already answered the question. So just keep that in mind.
Chris, 10 minutes have passed and we're only on 551 likes. So
wow. Can we get 49 more likes, please, people? There's 857 of you. That means 5% have to like it. That's not asking very much. I think we can do this together. That's not a question. Derek Carr or Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Adrian Peterson or Alex Collins?
Collins.
Romandre Stevenson or AJ Dillon?
Stevenson.
Noah Fant or Pat Freiermuth?
That is, I believe I have Freiermuth higher. Yeah, one spot.
I did, but I moved Fant ahead of him with the Mason Rudolph news.
That's fair. I mean, Noah Fant just came back recently, hasn't done much, I guess. There's like a lot of targets for Denver now, and they don't really throw the ball that much. So,
yeah, he just hasn't been, the thing about Noah Fant that made him such an interesting young tight end prospect was he had a lot of similarities to George Kittle in that he was showing really elite playmaking ability with the ball in his hands, and he just hasn't really been breaking those plays this season. And he's a big play guy. When he's not breaking big plays, the production is going to be pretty frustrating. So that's not great. Full PPR. So keep in mind, 1 point per reception. Would you choose the Buccaneers or Panthers defense?
Oh my gosh. I believe I have Tampa Bay ranked higher.
Best guys ever, DJ Moore or Hunter Renfro?
Well, thanks, John. I would, oh man, it's close. I do have the Buccaneers ranked higher for that last question, by the way. I have Hunter Renfro one spot ahead of DJ Moore.
Frank, would you like to host?
Nope. I do that 4 other times throughout the week, so it's nice to be on the other side.
Deshaun Jackson burns KC in primetime game for 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. Discuss Vaughn's bold prediction.
Well, I would say definitely make a showdown lineup and use Deshaun Jackson as your captain. And if that happens, then you're going to win quite a bit of money.
You're going to be in a good spot if that does happen. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Oh, bye. I have Kyler as my QB. Do I wait till 4 with Bridgewater as my backup, or do I risk it and play Wentz at 1, who is obviously better than Bridgewater? It doesn't seem like Kyler Murray is going to play, and even if he did at this point, given the ankle injury, I think I'd rather play Wentz because Kyler has, I think, 38 rushing yards in the last 4 games, or last 3 games. He has 38 rushing yards. He really hasn't been running the same since that shoulder injury earlier in the season, and with the ankle on top of that, I think he's just a passer right now.
Yeah, I would go with Carson Wentz. I have a league where I have Kyler Murray and I'm starting Taylor Heineke just because I don't think Kyler is going to play. And even if he does, I don't know how well he's going to play. So yeah, if you have a decent option earlier, I would go with that for now. Plus, why are people hating on you, Chris? Like all you're doing is reading questions. It's not like we're talking about zebra.
I have such a strong personality, Frank. I'm too much.
How dare you?
They don't like my dog.
That's great, man. Once you got that, I think we were probably still doing the baseball podcast at the time.
Yes.
But
he was stuck. He was stuck at the Midtown office for like a year and a half because I my last day in the office, I didn't know we were never coming back. So I just left all my stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting. I had to go back to like my last job to go get stuff from there recently because I the whole world shut down, right? So I haven't even been to a CBS office ever. I've only worked from home.
Yeah, because you started like Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It's good to have you. Can we get an update on the likes?
We sure can. We are up to 599. One more.
Oh, one more.
Let's
we
go.
can do this.
Who's gonna be it? Who's gonna do it?
All right, Christian Kirk or Romandre Stevenson?
I would go with Romandre Stevenson.
Sorry, my wife is on the phone with her family. Being quite
Also,
loud.
wait,
So I have to send her a text message. I don't know if you guys can hear some Spanish in the background, but that would be my wife.
It sounded like somebody was singing. I was like, is there I don't know, some kind of opera singer in the background, Chris? What's going on there?
No opera. All right. Jamal Agnew or Alan Lazard for your deep league?
Ooh. I guess Agnew. He is tied for the team lead in target share since I believe it's
wild.
week 5 or 6.
It's wild how much they're throwing it to him.
Former special teamer, former cornerback. I think I heard somewhere that he learned how to play wide receiver during the pandemic by like watching videos on YouTube, and all of a sudden he's the target leader for the Jaguars since like week 5 or 6. So
and he's averaging like 8 yards per catch. Mark Ingram or Givante Williams?
I would go with Mark Ingram. By the way, people smash a like for sure because we're all the way up to 658. So we appreciate it. Let's go 700.
We appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Emmanuel Sanders or Deontay Johnson?
Deontay Johnson. I didn't really lower him after they lost. Yeah. He's still like a high-end wide receiver 2 for me this week. He's to me far and away the best pass catcher on the team, and he's still going to see a ton of targets. So
yeah, the only thing I struggle with is I feel like his role in the offense is partially a function of Ben Roethlisberger just being completely unwilling to throw the ball down the field, but I don't think Mason Rudolph is exactly, going to be slinging the ball all over the place either. So I think he'll be good either way.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see potentially more deep targets today for Deontay than we normally would. And it wouldn't be a lot. Maybe it's like 1 or 2 deep targets in the entire game, but
yeah,
that would probably be more than we usually see from Ben.
All right, sit 1, Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, or Mark Ingram. Wow. It's between Godwin or Ingram, and I might lean Godwin.
Yeah. I would say Godwin of that group, which sounds crazy, but look, he didn't practice all week. He's playing. So I guess he's good to go, but
yeah,
I think there's a risk for re-injury. Like, this is a foot injury. It's pretty bad too. So I don't know if he's going to play full complement of snaps. Again, I mentioned Mike Evans is chasing history, scores a touchdown. He ties the Tampa Bay Bucks all-time touchdown record. So I think they make it a point to get Mike Evans very involved today. So
half PPR, Mark Ingram or James Robinson? You and I have different answers to that question, I believe.
Yeah. I have Ingram, I think running back 14 or 15. I have James Robinson at running back 20. So a little bit lower than where he normally is at.
Yep. I have Robinson 13 and Ingram at 17, I believe. Burgers or tacos?
Oh, man. A good taco, Chris, is really, really hard to beat. And I mean, it, especially in New York, like there's so many good taco places around here too. Yeah. So
see,
I don't think this is a popular take, but I think I'm going to take taco, man.
I think the burger has a higher floor, but the taco just offers so many more possibilities. You can get so many more different types. So I'll go with the tacos. You ever had the, I can't remember what they're called, but they're like dipped in fat. Amazing.
I don't think that I've had that one.
Maria.
Recently, I had the one that with like the spicy pork and the pineapple on it together, and it's
that's a great combo.
Such a great combination, man.
All right, who do I flex? Romandre Stevenson, Mark Ingram, Javonte Williams, Emmanuel Sanders, or Tyler Johnson?
A lot of names here. Ingram. Yeah, Ingram's the leader.
I think it's Ingram.
Yep.
And if you need a second one, I think it would be Romandre Stevenson.
I have Williams one spot higher, but it's close.
Michael Carter or Jerry Jeudy?
Michael Carter for me. 23 targets in the 2 games with Mike White. So We're hoping that's the case again. Well, obviously,
Yeah,
not
only
that
had
many.
only had 1 in 10 targets for Mike White in the last game, but I think that the bigger issue was that Josh Johnson came in and just didn't look his way at all.
Yeah, I think we probably get like 5-6 targets for Michael Carter at least today.
Antonio Gibson, James Robinson, and Zach Moss. Pick 2.
I am going to sit Zach Moss, which maybe is not popular opinion. I think it's really close with Gibson.
Yeah, I think Moss versus Gibson is really close. I think I have Gibson. Yeah, I have Gibson a little higher than Moss. 3 spots.
Yep. So go with Gibson and Robinson.
Christian Kirk or Emmanuel Sanders?
I think I have Sanders higher, but it's really close. Yeah, I would go with Sanders.
I'm picking this one and not because the person is hyping me up. Would you trade in a dynasty league Chase Claypool for T. Higgins? Totally coincidental that he's being nice to me.
I would take T. Higgins. It's just the quarterback situation in dynasty is much safer. We don't know what's going to happen with Pittsburgh. It's Ben seems like this might be the last year for him, and they don't really have a great quarterback waiting in the wings. I think Claypool is super talented. He, in a vacuum, he might be more talented than Higgins, but
I think it's really close.
Yeah,
because I really like T. Higgins. Yeah, I think he's probably close to a top 15, probably top 20 wide receiver in dynasty. I don't know if I'm quite as high on Claypool there. We're at 674 likes, by the way. Let's get to 750. We got about 20 minutes left. Let's get to 750, huh, guys? Let's do it. Romandre Stevenson, Adrian Peterson, or Emmanuel Sanders? It must be. Yes. Start 2. Who would you sit out of Romandre Stevenson, Adrian Peterson, and Emmanuel Sanders?
It's actually pretty surprising, right? Like we haven't got many Titans running back questions today, but I guess that's because most people just don't want to play them. But
yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I have AP ranked the lowest of this group.
Yeah, it just like he's gonna have to fall into the end zone, I think, is the big thing.
Which is exactly what he did last week. But I mean, that saved his value. If he doesn't score, he gives you what? Like 2.5 points, 3 points. So
Jordan Howard or Kenyon Drake at flex in PPR league?
I mean, the full PPR makes me want to lean Drake. The rankings that I do are usually for half. So it's really close there. But I think the full PPR, I'll go with Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, I have Drake ranked higher. And I do PPR ranks.
Full PPR?
Yeah, I don't maybe it's not as useful, but that's just the way I think.
I think the most people probably play in full PPR, but I myself personally, I feel like half is more indicative of
half is the cowards play.
Ah, come on. It's the best format in my opinion. Like
pick one.
You should not get a full point for a reception that you get for 0 yards, in my opinion.
It's fair. Givante Smith or Odell Beckham?
Givante Smith.
Mark Ingram, Deandre Swift, or Amari Cooper? Start 1. Much as I like Ingram this week, it's Deandre Swift.
Yeah, it still has to be Swift. Jamal Williams is inactive as well. So
Matt Ryan or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Tacos and PPR, burgers and non. Who would you start? Mike Davis, T.Y. Hilton, Odell Beckham, or Donovan Peoples-Jones?
I would use Odell Beckham.
Adrian Peterson or J.D. McKissick in full PPR? There you go. It's definitely J.D. McKissick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Trade Cordero Patterson and Melvin Gordon, receive Tyreek Hill and Chris Carson. I don't know if Chris Carson's going to play. Like, he's definitely not playing this week. He's out. But, I mean, he was designated to return this week. But the fact that they designated him to return and then didn't play him makes me a little worried.
I would only do this trade if I have 2 other at least top 24 running backs on my team. So if you have good running back depth, I think you can make this swap. I would expect Tyreek Hill to be the best player of this group moving forward rest of the season. And if you get anything from Chris Carson, you know, if he comes back healthy, he's probably more of like a high-end flex at that point. So probably a similar play to Melvin Gordon, honestly.
Yeah, I think he would be very similarly ranked. Flex, Daryl Williams or Elijah Mitchell?
Elijah Mitchell.
Daryl Williams or Hunter Renfro?
I would go with Daryl Williams there.
Daryl Williams or Odell Beckham?
Daryl Williams.
Desperately need QB help. Trevor Siemian, Mason Rudolph, or Colt McCoy?
Oh, my.
I think I have Colt McCoy ranked highest out of this group.
I have
yep,
Simeon
I
ranked the highest. But
let's.
I don't feel great about it. That game is in Tennessee. I know the Titans defense has played better as of late. I still think they can be beat in the secondary. No Alvin Kamara, maybe they have to throw a little bit more too. So,
All right, we're up to 703 likes. Let's get to 750, you guys. Come on.
Yeah, we got about 10, 15 minutes left.
We got about 10, 15 minutes left. Good morning, guys. DJ Moore, Michael Carter, or Givante Williams. Need one for my flex. Fins up. Shocking win.
Monster win for the Miami Dolphins. I would use DJ Moore, Michael Carter. I would use Michael Carter in that group.
All right. Need to stream a QB. Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mason Rudolph, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Siemian. I would go with Lawrence still, even with the ankle injury.
So I have Garoppolo one spot higher, but I don't have a problem with it, right? Like the Colts secondary is so bad. You hope that Lawrence maybe gets out, scrambles a little bit, even with the injury. But yeah, the matchup's probably best for Trevor Lawrence.
Mike White or Carson Wentz?
Definitely wins.
James Robinson or Hunter Renfro?
I would go with Renfro in full PPR.
Touchdown heavy league. Pick 2. AJ Green, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Cortland Sutton, or Corey Davis.
All right. So we need touchdowns. I would still go with Sutton, and I would take the shot on Peoples-Jones.
I would go Sutton and Green, but I get Donovan Peoples-Jones. Eli Mitchell or Mark Ingram?
Ingram for me.
Sit 1. Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore, Mike Williams.
I would sit DJ Moore, which might not be the popular opinion.
I would sit Mike Williams. I'm more worried about Mike Williams.
It's fair.
Sit 1. James Robinson, Cordero Patterson, DJ Moore, Tyler Lockett. This is one where I would sit Moore.
Yep, me too.
Antonio Gibson, Alex Collins, Marvin Jones, or Michael Gallup. Pick one flex in full PPR.
Man, the full PPR, Gibson is just not really going to catch many passes, but neither does Collins.
Neither is Collins.
Jones probably has the safest reception and target floor of this entire group.
I would go with Collins just because with Russell Wilson back.
Full PPR, I would go with Marvin Jones, but it's very close.
Pick a wide receiver and a flex to half PPR. T.Y. Hilton, Devin Singletary, Van Jefferson, Odell Beckham, Emmanuel Sanders, and Javonte Williams.
All right. We are going to go with Beckham and Givante.
Deep league PPR flex. Tyler Johnson, Donovan Peoples-Jones, or Jamal Agnew. I think it might be Agnew in PPR.
Yeah, I was going to say the full PPR. Go with Agnew.
All right, let's see where we're at on likes, guys. 726. Come on, we need 800 likes by the end of the show, or Frank doesn't get to eat lunch. I don't make the rules. That's just the way it works. So
I'm pretty hungry, by the way.
If you want Frank to eat lunch, what
should I get for lunch, Chris?
I don't know. I'm really craving some Cuban or Puerto Rican food. I don't know why. I just I got into my head just now, and there aren't a lot of good options around me. So I might have to go to the grocery store and make some during the game.
So what do you go with in that instance? Some pernil?
Man, I might make some pernil for Thanksgiving instead of turkey.
So good.
Have you ever had mofongo?
I haven't had it, but
that's what I'm craving right now. It's just super garlicky. You get some pork. It's great. All right. Full PPR, DeAndre Swift or Chris Godwin?
Swift.
Yeah, Swift is my RB5, I think.
Yeah, he's inside my top 10, I believe. Yeah, he's 9th.
Half point PPR, Hilton, Moss, or Freiermuth?
In half, I would go with Zach Moss.
I would go Zach
Hope he
Moss there as
scores
well.
against the Jets.
J.D. McKissick or Pat Freiermuth?
I would go with McKissick.
Deep league, Amon-Ra St. Brown or Rondale Moore?
Oh, I would take the shot with St. Brown.
I think I would go with Rondale Moore. But I don't have like a good argument for it, except that I just don't think Amon-Ra St. Brown is very good. Van Jefferson or Tim Patrick?
Oh, that's close.
I have Tim Patrick one spot higher, I believe.
I think I have Van Jefferson, but let's see. Yeah, I do. I have Van Jefferson higher, so let's go with him.
It's 40-41 for me. Alex Collins or Romandre Stevenson?
Stevenson.
I think I would go Collins. Emmanuel Sanders or Deontay Johnson?
Deontay.
Kyle Pitts or Dawson Knox?
Definitely Pitts.
Hunter Renfro, James Robinson, Melvin Gordon, Eli Mitchell. Pick an RB and a flex.
All right, let's go with Mitchell. And in half PPR, I'll take Robinson.
Jordan Howard, James Robinson, or J.D. McKissick in half PPR?
Robinson.
You should not answer questions if they can't provide proof of a like. 943 views. You should have 920 likes. I agree. We already answered that one. Michael Carter, Chris Godwin, or Javonte Williams. Pick two. Who are you sitting?
I will sit Givante.
Same. Romandre Stevenson or Zach Moss?
Stevenson for me.
Russell Wilson or Carson Wentz?
Russell Wilson.
Russ. Tannehill or Bridgewater?
I will. Ooh, I think I have Tannehill. That's an awesome avatar, by the way. The Night King. Let's see. They are one spot apart. I have Tannehill higher.
All right. We're 24 likes away from 800. I think we're going to get there in the next 5 minutes. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Choose one. Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, or Brandon Ayuk?
Cooper.
Keenan Allen or Zach Moss?
Keenan Allen.
Yeah. Keenan Allen's top 10 for me. Odell or Devontae Smith?
It's close, but I have Devontae Smith higher.
Pivoting off Kyler Murray, who would you rather have, Kirk Cousins or Matt Ryan?
I think I have Ryan higher. Yep, one spot higher.
All right. Looks like DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray are not going to play, which is what we expected this morning, but
yeah,
good to have something like confirmation. Let's go with Mike Davis or Elijah Moore. I would just go with Moore.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I guess. I don't feel good about either one.
Deontay Johnson or Terry McLaurin in non-PPR?
Oh, I have Deontay, I believe, one spot higher, which I know you disagree with, Chris.
I am the high guy, maybe in the whole world, on Terry McLaurin this week. He is my wide receiver 4 in PPR. Probably a little bit lower, but man, he's another guy who's getting like 28% target share. Going to have huge pass volume this week. I think he's going to have a very good game.
He's just been so inconsistent this year, Chris. I think it's 48 yards or less in 3 of his last 4 games. He has 3 games over 100 yards with a touchdown. Then he has like 4 or 5 games under 50 yards with no touchdown. So he's been frustrating.
So you know what that says to me? Big upside.
Ooh, that's true.
James Robinson or Dearness Johnson in half PPR?
Dearness Johnson. By the way, if you like Terry McLaurin this week, he is way too cheap on FanDuel. Not DraftKings, but FanDuel.
That is what I was just about to look up.
I believe he's the 4th highest priced wide receiver on DraftKings, and he's tied for 14th at wide receiver on FanDuel. So big disparity there. There
you go. I just swapped him out for Keenan Allen in one lineup, although I do love Keenan Allen as well. Yeah, we'll just diversify here. That's fine. Sorry, excuse me. Swapped out Mike Evans and Keenan Allen for AJ Brown or Justin Jefferson and the guy we were just talking about, Terry McLaurin. just to have a different look. Pick a tight end, Ertz or Hawkinson. Hawkins.
Yeah, for sure.
Kittle or Dawson Knox in non-PPR.
It's Kittle.
Alex Collins or Brandon Bolden in full PPR. That one's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is definitely closer in the full PPR. I'll take Collins. Just with Russell Wilson back, snowing out there, maybe we see a few more rushing attempts. But it is close in PPR.
All right, sit one, Van Jefferson, Odell Beckham, or J.D. McKissick. I'm sitting Jefferson.
I agree.
What was that Puerto Rican dish Chris wanted for Thanksgiving? That would be pernil, Pernil. It's like a citrusy, garlicky roasted pork. It's amazing.
So good. I love pork so much.
Is Bolden a start with Stevenson playing full PPR? Yeah, I think you can use him as a low end flex in PPR.
Yeah, flex, but not like a must start or anything. But
sit one, Daryl Williams, Mark Ingram, or Romandre Stevenson.
I would sit Stevenson.
Christian Kirk or Cole Beasley? Half
Beasley.
PPR.
I would still go with Beasley.
Keep Cup or trade for an unkeepable Saquon Barkley and Chris Godwin to win now?
Ooh,
that's a good trade.
I think that's fair value.
That's fair.
It's just so hard to give up Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. If Robert Woods hadn't gotten hurt, I think this would be a slam dunk because I think Cooper Kupp was going to see a big reduction in role in usage, but now it's really tough.
Yeah, I think I would do it. I would shop around though. Shop Kupp around and see if that's the best offer you can get. It's a very good offer, but you never know. Someone might be willing to overpay even more than that for Cooper Kupp just because of how great he's been.
I mean, he's been the best player in fantasy by a large margin. So,
by the way, Chris, I don't know. I tweeted this out when they first signed Odell Beckham, but it was the first 5 or 6 weeks of 2018 when Cooper Kupp was healthy. They had 3 wide receivers ranked inside the top 24 in PPR points, and I think 2 of them were inside the top 12. So, for what it's worth, I think even if Woods was there, I think Kupp is still pretty safe. But yeah,
I think safe, just not the number 1 wide receiver. Sorry. Pittman, Keenan Allen, James Robinson. You can only start 1. Wow.
Oh,
in non-PPR.
Yeah, I know it's non, but it's still between the wide receivers for me.
Yeah.
I would go with Keenan Allen.
I think I would go with Keenan Allen as well, but that's tough. Romandre Stevenson, Kenyon Drake, or Jordan Howard need 1 in PPR?
Stevenson.
Knox or Kittle?
Kittle. I do have Dawson Knox ranked lower than when he was completely healthy, but first game back, I kind of want to see how much he's used.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it just comes down to the fact that he wasn't going to keep that touchdown rate up. He had 5 in 6 games or something. That was unsustainable. Cortland Sutton or Zach Moss, PPR?
I'll take Moss there.
I think I would too. Odell Beckham, Russell Gage, Mark Ingram, Zach Moss, pick a wide receiver and a running back. Ingram for sure. So OBJ or Gage.
It's Beckham for me.
James Robinson or Josh Jacobs?
Jacobs.
Russell Gage, Romandre Stevenson, or Brandon Bolden, full PPR?
I would go with Stevenson.
Ayuk or Stevenson? I need a win. Everything depends on this situation.
Oh, gosh. No pressure. I would go with Stevenson.
Colts against the Jaguars or Titans against the Saints? DST.
I will take the Titans the way that they're playing right now. Getting a lot of pressure. Obviously, we're not really worried about Trevor Siemian. So I just don't think the Colts defense is very good.
Kittle or Pitts?
I think it's still Pitts for me.
All right. I think it is Kittle for me. I have Kittle third.
Oh, actually, no, I lied. Yeah, I have Kittle ahead of Pitts.
Eli Mitchell or Javonte Williams?
Mitchell.
Van Jefferson or Brandon Ayuk?
Ayuk.
Mike Williams or Amari Cooper?
Oh, that is close. Let's see. And I have Mike Williams at wide receiver 18. I have Cooper at 20.
Cole Beasley or Dawson Knox in the flex spot?
Beasley.
Deebo Samuel or Stephon Diggs?
Definitely Diggs.
Patriots or Steelers DST?
Patriots against the Browns. Steelers.
Corey Davis or Odell Beckham?
Beckham. I have Corey Davis outside of my top 40.
Yeah, he's, I think, 44 for me. Deebo Samuel or Stephon Diggs? We already did that. Elijah Mitchell or Deontay Johnson?
I will go with. Look, if it's non-PPR, if it's standard, I would go with Eli. Any type of PPR, I would use Deontay.
I think I would go with Eli in either one. All right, last minute questions. Let's go. Tim Patrick or Deontay Harris?
Tim Patrick.
Patrick for me as well. Brandon Ayuk, DJ Moore, or Daryl Williams? Pick one.
Daryl.
Daryl Williams. Van Jefferson or Hunter Renfro?
Renfro.
Renfro for me as well. Dearness Johnson or James Robinson?
Dearnest.
Alex Collins, Mike Gallup, Corey Davis, Jamal Agnew, Jordan Howard, or Tim Patrick. Pick one. It's Collins for me.
Full PPR, it is Collins. I'm interested to see what Gallup does today, though.
Freiermuth or Dalton Schultz?
Schultz.
AJ Dillon or Javonte Williams?
Givante.
Please pick two. Michael Carter, CD Lamb, Van Jefferson, or Odell Beckham?
Let's go with Lamb and Carter.
Full PPR. Collins, Gallup, we already did that one. It was Collins.
Yep.
Brandon Ayuk or Cortland Sutton, half PPR. It'd be Cortland Sutton for me.
No, Ayuk for me.
T.Y. Hilton or Russell Gage?
T.Y. Hilton.
AJ Green, Russell Gage, or MJ?
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones Jr.
Yes, I would go with MJJJJJ.
I think I would go with AJ Green over Marvin Jones. Javonte Williams or AJ Dillon?
Givante.
J.D. McKissick or Kenyon Drake?
McKissick.
Sit one. Chris Godwin, Deontay Johnson, Deebo Samuel, or Mark Ingram?
Sit. Wow. Godwin.
I don't think this matters very much for Terry McLaurin, but the Buccaneers just announced that Richard Sherman's out for the game.
Okay.
Eno Benjamin or Sony Michel? Who would you rather pick up?
I think if you need someone to like actually give you points and have value now, it's Eno. But if you're just looking for a bench stash, Sony Michel has more upside if something were to happen to Daryl.
Dawson Knox or Tyler Higbee?
Knox.
Van Jefferson or Marcus Carter? Non-PPR.
Carter.
Freiermuth or Marvin Jones Jr.?
Marvin Jones.
All right, let's do one last one. Pick two. T.Y. Hilton, Michael Gallup, Tim Patrick, or Van Jefferson, or Odell Beckham?
We will go with Odell Beckham and... Oh, should we go with both Rams? I think that's how I have it ranked, yeah. Let's go. Both Rams. OBJ, Van Jefferson.
I think I would go Beckham and it's either Hilton or Jefferson. I think I would go with Hilton.
Ooh, the birthday.
That's going to do it. Happy birthday, T.Y. Hilton, fellow Florida International University Golden Panther. Pause up. We'll see you guys. That's going to do it for our stream on Sunday morning. Hope you guys have a great week 10. Make sure you tune in to Fantasy Football Today tonight on youtube.com/fantasyfootballtoday. We will be on Adam, Heath, and Jamie, or Adam, Heath, and Dave. We'll be on around 8:30 to recap today's games. We'll be on tomorrow in the afternoon to talk about this week's games as well and start previewing next week. We'll talk about some 5 big topics. And that'll do it. For Frank Stanfield, I'm Chris Towers. Thanks to Chris Salgado, our producer, and we'll see you guys next time.